Hi mommies and daddies and welcome to my channel. Today I plan to share a small thought that came into my mind when I became a mother. Are nursery rhymes good or bad? Like I totally agree that nursery rhymes are your first stories for your little ones. They really help in early language development. They literally opens the door for the love of books. It builds in creativity like crazy. And of course, there are lots and lots of fun to dance on and to jump upon. But have you ever noticed that while the music is super peppy and they sound so innocent and cheerful, their words are very sad or sometimes quite disheartening. So today I'm going to share some 10 very common rhymes with you all and discuss their content with you. So let's get started. On number 1, I have a very common Humpty Dumpty. This poor fellow must have fallen from the wall long time ago, but till date, all the mothers remember his fall every time when our little one falls down. But is it something that we need to cherish? Rhyme number 2. Let's talk about a poor pussy cat. She fell down in the well, but the most striking thing in this rhyme is that Tommy Flynn literally tries to drown the cat. Like, why are we even telling such a thing to our child? Rhyme number 3. The Dr. Foster went to Gloucester. Like, I agree that he went to Gloucester. It was raining, it was slippery. He fell in the puddle right up to his middle. But why he never went there again? Like, why? Is he an escapist? And is it what we are trying to tell our children? Rhyme number 4. In this particular rhyme, we are literally telling our children about lying, where Johnny lies to his father about eating sugar. I am shocked. Why are we even telling these concepts to our children? Rhyme number 5. Maybe being an escapist or a liar was not enough, that we introduced the concept of dying. In Inky Pinky Ponky, father had a donkey. Poor donkey died. Whenever my little one listens to this rhyme, she always asks, Mama, what is died? And she's like 1.5 years old. What am I supposed to tell her about it? Rhyme number 6. 5 little ducks went swimming one day and then they didn't come back. Like, when I used to sing this rhyme to my child, she always used to ask, Mama, why didn't the duckling come when the mama called? Was she lost? Where has she gone without her mama? And I am like, what am I supposed to tell her about this? Rhyme number 7. It's not a rhyme, actually it's a lullaby, the most famous one. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. So I was literally singing this one to her, in my own zone, peacefully thinking and hoping that my little one will sleep after listening to this. But to my surprise, the minute I said, when the wind blows, the cradle will fall, and popped open her eyes and she's like, Mama, the cradle fell down. Did the baby also fall down? Oh no, did she get hurt? I'm like, she has a point. But I don't know what to say. Now, rhyme number 8. Since the day my child got to know that little Miss Muffet got frightened of a spider, the cute little incy-wincy spider became a monster suddenly in the house. So, again, we are teaching them about getting frightened. Rhyme number 9, which I used to love and I used to enjoy singing it along with my children, was It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. But then came the second line, which said he went to bed and bumped his head and couldn't get up till morning. It was such a happy and a peppy rhyme, but why did they have to hit his head? They could have actually said something like, went to bed after eating his bread and couldn't get up till morning, or something like, he went to bed, his sheets were red and he slept very well till morning. I don't know, just saying it out loud. Now on number 10, I have a very famous Jack and Jill. They went up the hill and came tumbling down and broke his crown. Again, talking about getting hurt, falling down. In a way, while I'm talking to you all, I feel that these are very basic emotions that every human being feels, and maybe in a way we are trying to tell them that it is normal to fall or it is normal to get frightened, but I think there are both ways to look at it. So you let me know what is your point of view, the way I shared mine. And do you know all the rhymes have a story behind them, that how they got originated? And I'm going to get those stories to all of you in my next video. Until then, you don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe my channel with the bell icon as well. And one more thing, when I got bombarded with so many questions of my little one about these rhymes, I actually came up with my own. So I'm going to make you listen to that right away. This is the rhyme about Marie B. It's sung by me and my friend. The music is also given to me by my friend, and all the graphics from the copyright-free websites here and there just for you. Do let me know if you got a chance to make a rhyme with your little one. I would love to listen to it. I would love to know your story from a mother to another. Till then, thank you so much. Namaste.
Mary B, won't you make me some honey? Some for my friends and some for my family. One day I met someone, it was a cutie bee. When I asked for her name, she said Mary B. Mary B, won't you make me some honey? Some for my friends and some for my family. One for Jackson, one for Jane, one for baby Lou, one for Jake and Lucy and my teddy bear too. Mary B, won't you make me some honey?